everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. This week's episode is entitled The Indie 500. Cool. Everyone who has listened to us for a long time knows that we love the indie game scene and developers, especially Jordan. But today we are graced to be interviewing a man who kind of puts us all to shame. He doesn't just share the same enthusiasm, but is a glowing example of someone in support and providing information for great indie games and actively working in the industry. Welcome to the show, Rogan Plays Games.
Wow. What an intro.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that mentally, but I'm here now. Thank you so much. It's good to be here. Yeah.
And just like Winnipeg, it's time to show a slew of these great games out there some love.
I quite like that part as well.
The slander.
Yeah. So, load your remotes with some AA batteries, turn up the volume, and get ready for another wild ride of another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast.
Cool.
So again, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us. It's great to talk to people that share our love for things that aren't necessarily pure mainstream.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I love talking about all things games and hanging out with good buddies, and I feel like you guys are my good buddies now. So
immediately already.
Yeah, exactly.
One of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was great. And the Indy 500. Wow, that blew me away. I'm kind of an F1 guy, but I'll
okay. It is. I respect that. It is a superior racing sport.
Yeah.
It was actually just talking about Jordan's Steam library.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Indy 500.
Extensive.
Yeah. And half of them are unplayed, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's as is
true. We don't talk about that part. The fallen soldiers of the Steam sale.
Yeah, totally.
So, you know what, to start us off, can you give us a little background of yourself, how you got into, your Rogan Plays Games account, I guess, and sort of where you took it and where you came up with it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, where to start, like this question is always so funny because I graduated from communications school and I learned how to like edit and that sort of thing back in like 2017. And kind of since then, I've been trying to make content creation happen in various different ways. I've started YouTube channels. I've wanted to do like mini series. I've wanted to stream, and throughout that time, I've just never really been able to commit and be as consistent as I wanted to be. And because that's the hardest part about content creation. I'm sure you guys know that. It's just like doing it every single week and finding a cadence that works for you. And it just never really stuck. And in the meantime, while I was like trying to get that stuff going, I was working at some like advertising agencies and that sort of thing back home. And I found a job posting in France with a video game company. And I was like, I'm just going to apply to this and just see what happens. Like, it's such a pipe dream. And I just ended up getting it somehow. Like I did a couple interviews. I used my Twitch stream as sort of like a portfolio piece to like get me in the door and that sort of thing. Yeah. And then I got it. My girlfriend at the time, wife now, we moved our lives to France. We lived there for a couple of years. That was my in the games industry, doing like social media for a company called Amplitude Studios. They do strategy games. Similar to like the Civilization games.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Right.
Yeah, and I was like doing content creation and that sort of thing for them. From there, lived there for a couple of years, and then I moved back to Canada and started working for an indie publisher doing social media as well. And then more recently, I moved to Behavior Interactive, working on Dead by Daylight. And sort of in that time, I was just like trying to get my own stuff going on the side. And last year I decided to start a TikTok just like on a whim. One day I was like, I'm going to commit. I don't know what in my mind, why I had decided like I'm going to do a TikTok every day from here and just do it. But right place, right time, right mindset. And it's been going from there. I've always been an indie gamer, and I didn't really see a lot of people covering indie games in the way that I do it really. And there are a lot of great content creators covering indie games out there, but I just wanted to be kind of like silly and conversational and tell a few jokes and recommend some indie games here and there.
That's
not
my
take
language.
it too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now here I am. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
What a journey.
yeah, that's
I was waiting for you to drop a bomb. Be like, oh yeah, I started out at Sandfall, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Expedition 33 callback.
Oh my
Nowhere.
God.
I am the mastermind behind.
Oh no. God damn it.
What happened?
Jordan's in a
I don't
hotel
know
right
what
now.
happened.
and
I'm
he
in a
just got
hotel.
So excited.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Man, dude, I thought
just
you
fell
like,
off his
off building.
Jordan
I
fell
got
out
very
of the
excited
building.
there.
we're very professional.
Well, I mean,
This
it is
peak. Yeah.
it is Saskatoon after all. Anything
Yeah,
can happen
totally.
in this fucking
No, I
city.
get
What
it.
the fuck?
I honestly,
He was just,
man, I
he
don't
was
know
just
how
like
that happened.
super impressed that I'm the mastermind behind Expedition 33. I think.
Hey,
Yeah.
All right, my apologies.
All right, where were we?
Lead
that
in with
doesn't
a
sum
question.
up what we are right there.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
for real.
cutting that for a quick minute.
Okay,
Please
So-
cut that as a social clip or something. Like that. That would be
100%.
great.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be an outtake for sure.
Jordan's obviously falling all over himself for this episode. So
Very,
I love
very
it.
excited.
okay, we'll bring it back with a
I
question.
don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, Rogan. So in the interest of indie games, I got to know what's on your docket right now. I know there's probably like a shitload of things, but what's the thing that's grabbed your attention right now in the space and time of gaming?
Yeah, so I've actually got one sort of bigger game on the go and one smaller game. The bigger game is Death Stranding. I never played it when it came out.
Yes.
Death Stranding 2 is coming out, and I was like, you know what? I've like started it a bunch of times, but I don't know. I just like could never commit to it, and it wasn't because I didn't like it. It was just like life happened, and
Wrong
so
time.
now I'm
Yeah.
So now I'm
Yeah.
sort of in a place where I can do that, and dude, I'm loving this game. Like it's so good and so weird and like unlike anything I've ever really played. The writing can get so wacky sometimes, but like it's really fun. And then I most recently beat Undertale for the first time, actually.
Nice.
Nice.
I never got around to that either. And I had many a person tell me I'm a phony for not playing it. So I was like, I'll tell you. And then I did. Yeah.
Well, and doesn't Deltarune come out soon too?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another reason why I wanted to play it, because I actually think it comes out today. Not to date this podcast, sorry. And then, yeah, I think it comes out today. And I never played the Deltarune, like the first 2 chapters are out for free before that. And then 3 and 4 are coming out. I've never touched the game. So I just wanted to have some context and be able to jump in. And I liked Undertale. I don't think I'm as high on it as many other people, but I'm playing it 10 years later. It's a kind of a different place than a lot of people were when they were first initially playing it. So I wouldn't expect it to, but there's a lot of charm in it.
See, with that Death Stranding answer, we were talking before the podcast. Soulmates, Jordan, Rogan. So Jordan has been trying to get every single one of us to play
that
years.
game.
Really?
For years.
Oh, yeah.
I
Have you
gave
guys
it an
touched
honest
it yet?
shot. I
Yeah?
tried.
It's not my.
I
Not your
haven't
thing?
dabbled yet.
I felt like I was
It's-
offending Kojima, like interrupting his movie by trying to play a video game, and it just
Yeah, that's so funny.
Sometimes I'm just like, can I just do the thing now, please? And they're like, no.
That's so true.
How dare you want to skip this cutscene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For
you know
shame.
what? Like, I actually get that when somebody tells me I tried to play it and it's not my game. I'm like, I get why you wouldn't want to play this game. It is a very sort of specific kind of game, and the tone can get a bit wacky sometimes. I personally really like that, but the divisiveness of it is something I really understand. And I think that's why I find it so fascinating. It's like Kojima is like, I'm going to be the most creative and out there with this thing, and some people are going to love it and some people aren't going to like it that much, and that's just the way it is. I respect that a lot.
And if you can't play it, I do recommend doing like a full like YouTube recap, because you can get all the cutscenes and someone explaining it all and all that. It's still it's a very good movie that happens to also be a video game. Like it's extremely creative. The story's so cool.
Yeah, the story is fascinating, and that's honestly one of the things. Like you're doing a disservice if you're just focusing purely on the gameplay side of it. I mean, obviously it's a video game. There has to be a gameplay component to it, but part of experiencing Death Stranding is, like you said, the Kojima-ness of it. Yeah. And, if you thought his Metal Gear Solid games were kind of weird and wacky, well, this is a whole nother level, because now he doesn't have a publisher or somebody kind of above him, being like, hey, you probably need to reel that back a little bit. That's maybe a little bit too weird.
Dial it down a little bit.
Yeah. But it's like, totally. I remember the ending to that game is probably a good 30 minutes worth of cutscenes. Like there's zero gameplay. And it's just, you may as well grab a bowl of popcorn and sit back and just enjoy it. Because it's, there's not many games like that out there that kind of hit you on the head a little bit.
Yeah, totally. And even the gameplay for me, sometimes I'm like, am I even enjoying this, or am I just on my way to the next cutscene? Like I'm a bit at odds with it at times. But then I sit down for a session and I just tell myself, like, just to take in the views. It's a very pretty game. So I think there's a part of me that is quite forgiving for a lot of parts of it, because so many of the other parts are really cool and out there.
Yeah, and that's 100%. The gameplay is not revolutionary. It's not going to, blow your mind by any means, but like you said, it's all the extras. It's all the stuff that's kind of tacked on that really sells you on it. Yeah. And for me, a lot of it was just personal circumstance. Like I played it, I think in 2021. So like, COVID stuff is still very much a prevalent thing, and I didn't have much to do. I wasn't really going anywhere. And so it was like the perfect way to kind of isolate myself in this beautiful but very kind of quirky universe. Yeah. And so like, I don't know if I could replicate that playthrough again if I try to play it today, just because of the circumstances of it.
And that I find that's something that is relevant for a lot of different games. Sometimes you're just in the right mindset, or something happened in your life where you really need a certain type of game. And it's like movies or TV or an album or a book. Like it just, the stars align and you read it and you take it in and you're like, this resonates with me more than anything else ever would in this moment. And that's why it's so special. I think that's why games like, I talk about Outer Wilds all the time. I don't know if you guys have played it, but I was just like in a place where like this larger than life existential story was just what I was craving. And now I have such fond memories of playing that game, and it has a special place in my heart.
It is how it goes.
Yeah.
There's certain games I feel like you don't want to play again. You play once and it's like it hits that perfect moment. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, I'm never going to touch it again. I want to hang on to the rose-colored glasses for a little while longer.
Totally.
I made that mistake with Black Flag.
Oh, really? Didn't hold up to like what what you had thought of it as? No.
No, I played it on PS4 and like it's one of my favorite.
It's a great game. Yeah.
Yes.
You got the black flag right there.
Yeah. And Kenway over here too. But that's
Oh wow, nice.
But again, jumping back into it on the PS5 and going back because it was like an earlier PS4 game, and it was just like, ugh. I'm waiting for the remaster to like renew my my rose-colored glasses for what it is.
Sorry, was it like the gameplay or like the look of it or kind of a combination?
The gameplay just felt more janky than I remembered.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like the look was still good. It was pirates. I fucking love pirates.
Pirates are cool. Pirates are cool, man. Like yeah.
So just the gameplay and coming back from a PS5 gameplay to early PS4, like it didn't flow the same as I remembered it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Are you remembering it right?
Very nice. Very nice.
So I know that, a lot of the times people are kind of hard on indie games and AA titles, especially, the graphics are a little bit like aren't as, super hyper realistic. Sometimes they're simpler mechanics or they're even like a little bit slower paced. What do you say to someone to convince them to maybe try a smaller or like an indie title that isn't getting the same media attention or love that it necessarily should? Like, how do you talk to people about it? I know that's your whole channel, but
I think it is kind of hard to open people's minds to the idea of a smaller game, especially if they're so used to like big budget, high production games. I think it starts with a conversation over like what games they actually like to play that are on that larger scale and sort of working down from there. So there are some people that are just like closed off to it and just won't open their mind to it. And that's fine. Like you don't need to like every game. But I think there are so many indie games that have such striking visuals that are doing a lot with a little. And I think a lot of the times those games speak for themselves. I got a comment on one of my videos saying that like, it was a person saying, I think indie games all kind of look the same. And that's a wild.
That's a crazy statement.
That's a big step.
And I think those people are just don't have a lot of context. Maybe just like see a side scroller and say, that's an indie game, right? But there is so much breadth to what they can be. And sometimes it's just a matter of like giving recommendations that show the broad nature of them. So like you can give a 2D platformer and then you can do a top-down sort of adventure game, and then you can give them a puzzle game. And those are like all vastly different games that come out at different times, and they can sort of take their pick, and from there they can sort of choose their own adventure kind of thing. Some people are a lot more open to it than others, and I try not to sort of force it too much.
Just sort of like hand them a plate and be like, maybe
take your pick.
Look at all of these. Yeah.
You could be enjoying your life, but you just choose to be, secluded in this area.
Yeah. Totally. And I haven't met a lot of people in real life that are closed off to the idea of playing a smaller game. A lot of my friends who are gamers are also kind of taking my recommendations, and even they give me some recommendations, which is cool. It's mostly on social media where every once in a while I get a comment being like, I'm never going to touch a game like this. And I'm like,
yeah,
cool. Congratulations.
Just a big thumbs up.
Thanks for commenting.
Awesome.
Thanks for the engagement.
Exactly.
That's like your response video where somebody commented like, oh, these graphics are terrible, I'm not playing that.
Oh yeah.
And it's honestly one of the best pieces of content I've watched of yours, because it's just, that's always the comment Like if I hear that from somebody like, oh, well, the graphics suck, I'm not going to play that.
Yeah.
It's immediately I'm like, okay, well, you're just an idiot because
yeah,
you're missing out on so many of these good games.
And it's like, it's rarely ever a conversation about graphics because it's like, well, none of these indie games that we're playing, or so few of these indie games that we're playing, first of all, have the budgets of some of these like massive games. They don't have like hundreds and thousands of people working on the game. They are intentionally finding a style that works for the game that they're making. 100%. And like, you know, visual realism is not the objective. And a lot of times I feel like the intention behind what the game looks like is so completely missed. And it's like, if my game doesn't look like Call of Duty, then I'm not playing it. And that's a shame, you know, like you're missing out on so many cool games. And I get like people have their preferences. I don't want to change that at all. I think the goal of my content is just to like open people's minds to like gaming is not just this little corner of the AAA and gaming industry. Like I think AAA games make up like 2% of video games that are made. The rest are all indie games made by one person, two people, really small companies. And it's fun to explore and find something you like.
It's nice to play games that aren't riddled with microtransactions and
have good writing and stories and are like heartfelt
and passionate people and good music and like nice vibrant color usage and so bizarre.
Blasphemy.
Weird
Blasphemy.
And you know what? To be honest, like I will be the first to admit I play some of those games sometimes and I have a good time.
Oh, we do too. But
for sure. But like it's sometimes I feel like sometimes gamers can get quite cynical because that is the only part of gaming that they're seeing. And it's easy to get really cynical about things when like you're just being like, you know, bombarded with like, give me your money kind of
microtransactions.
Yeah.
I think an $80 cosmetic horse.
Yeah, totally.
Yes,
totally. So like, I think sometimes the detox to that is just like, go play Stardew Valley. Just like go play Stardew Valley and you will probably be a bit stressed out, but you'll see like the games industry is not always like that. You can start a quaint little farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Or build a road or
build a road. Yeah, exactly. Or solve a couple puzzles.
How many hours into Diablo 4 are you, Daryl?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Too many.
Can I actually hear how much?
I think I have over 600 hours on Diablo 4.
Damn. Man.
That's wild.
Yeah. And you play it now? Like, do you?
I have never bought a single cosmetic in the game.
Wow, that's good.
Not one, never. It's my It's my stance.
Daryl's a true soul.
That's your claim to fame.
That's more impressive than somebody that has like 2,000 hours. It's like you have 600 hours and you haven't paid for any of the cosmetics. That's crazy.
Nothing.
Yeah. So. I mean, we talked a little bit. You brought up some AAA studio stuff. Do you think that AAA studios are a little bit in trouble with the way the gaming world is trending as far as like microtransactions and their need to like I'm getting on my soapbox again, but their need to like claw as much money out of the consumer as possible in any way, shape, or form? We were just talking about Diablo 4 and microtransactions. And the fact that a lot of AAA studios are just shifting that way. Do you feel that it's a problem?
I think obviously there's like a place for that in the games industry. There are people who, you know, like, have 600 hours in Diablo and a lot of them are paying for the cosmetics like nonstop. And a company like Blizzard, it's massive and they're just trying to make the money. And that's just the way the world works.
Got to make the board happy.
Yeah, exactly. When you're like a big company like that, I do think that a lot of companies are sort of being a bit humbled these days with like, yeah, you can put out a free to play game and you can have all these microtransactions in them, but you need players, like, and you need a lot of players.
Doesn't
like,
make it good.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not in 2018 anymore. You can't just shadow drop Apex Legends and it becomes the biggest game of all time. Hit. You know, like it's just not really happening anymore. And we're seeing a lot of these games just get canceled, which is such a shame because I think that
awkward.
and that, and I think the Ubisoft game X Defiant,
is it?
Yeah, that didn't even
just
make it
closed. Like,
I think it
that
just
closed yesterday.
closed.
I think.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be like the COD killer or whatever. Like, yeah, and it's like so many people worked on that game, and probably for years. And it sucks that it just like came and went, and you're not going to be able to play that game anymore. It just kind of like disappears. So I'm very surprised that a lot of larger companies have not sort of leaned back into the single player. Let's sell them the game for 70, 80 bucks or whatever. And that is the thing that they get, just because it seems so much less risky to me. It's like
100%.
Do a great game. Like Sony, for example, are doing a lot of multiplayer games these days. And I think maybe we'll see them go back to kind of like single player stuff pretty soon. Like the production timelines for these games are so long that you never know. Like you won't see the effect of sort of how the business strategy is changing until a little while. But yeah, these like big microtransaction riddled games almost seem more risky these days than doing something else.
Just doing a good job on a paid game.
Yeah.
It's funny because honestly, I think it would seem like such a novel decision nowadays, but like take the idea from a 90s game where 30% of the content is just unlockable in game. And you don't know it's there. It's just like we've talked about this a million times with fighting games having,
let me unlock the character. I don't want to pay for it. Let me unlock it.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, I think if a game studio released a AAA game in that style right now and was like, yeah, all of this is unlockable with specific fights in game or like specific objectives, I think people would lose their mind. They'd be all over something like that.
But then give the lazy like shithead, like he can pay for it. I don't care, but I want to unlock it. I want to.
Wow, subliminal messaging. But I also think that there's something to be said about the size of single player games these days as well. Like it's almost like if it's not a free to play game with a bunch of microtransactions, then it has to be 100-hour thing that that's like really bloated and is unnecessarily large.
Assassin's Creed, we're looking at you.
Yeah.
I mean, like Rebirth, I'm looking right at you.
Those sorts of games. Like I know a lot of people like to buy one game or two games a year and just like literally do everything in them. And for me, I'm okay with a game being long, but I so rarely see a game that is that long where all of the content matters and makes me feel like it's like integral. I would love to see that, but I'm so okay with games being a bit smaller. Maybe I'm in the minority on that, but I don't think you are. Cool.
No.
At least not here.
Yeah, I think like a 15 to 20 hour story game is perfect. I don't need it to be 35 to 40 hours and just be long in the tooth and overstay its welcome. Like, I think that's what made the Uncharted games really good, and like, the first couple Halos back in the day, like, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, a lot of those games were about 15 to 20 hours if you wanted to complete everything. And
but they were so good and so addictive. They're like, do you want to play it on extreme hard mode on Halo?
I do.
Yeah, make it replayable but accessible. Like,
it's just totally. This argument of like $90 games have to be X amount of hours to be worth the value. I hate that argument because I don't agree with it at all.
Yeah, and it makes no sense to me because it's like the illusion of value. It's like, hey, look at all this stuff you're getting in here, and it's like, well, I don't care about that.
Look at all these stupid mini games we sprinkled into this game.
Yeah,
big old box of bullshit over here. You can play it for 80 hours.
Look at you, Horizon.
Final Fantasy.
Almost feels like it almost feels like it's like somebody's like, hey, you want $200 of groceries, and you get and then you get like $100 worth of like carrots, and you're like, I'm allergic to carrots, and you're like,
what are do with all this? Yeah,
look at all the carrots, man.
Too bad, man.
It's like,
take your fucking carrots.
It's good value.
So
who even uses kumquat? What is this thing?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. That's just where I'm at. But you know what? I am empathetic to people who can't buy a bunch of games a year. But I think maybe the responsibility lies on developers and studios to rethink the production of the game and sort of like what goes into it.
Yeah, I think in some cases, I think that even like promotes indie games more.
Yeah,
most of the, even like what we call like the triple indies of being like the bigger, major indie games, like they're maybe $50. They're not 90.
Yeah.
And if you are on PC and you have the joy of the Steam sale,
or
you
Game
can
Pass.
try a lot of or Game Pass. Like you can try a lot of things for really cheap.
Yeah.
Versus saving up for 3 months to pay $115 for any new Nintendo.
And the return of like demos and like things like that has been great.
Yeah.
It's nice to see demos coming back.
Yeah. And some indie games, to be honest, I'm talking about, liking shorter games, but some indie games are freaking massive. Like Hollow Knight, like you can get 80 hours out of that game easily. Blueprints that just came out is like
it's another
one of the biggest games, you get to the end and there's like all of this content after, and it's like, holy moly, it's crazy.
Even Sea of Stars from last year, like I think we all played Sea of Stars. That game is way bigger than I ever expected that to be.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. And we're going to bring out more content.
All right. So speaking of DLC, I don't fucking know.
I had a dog named Segway.
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna shift over to the most appropriate segment of the year
for today.
For today, at least, we are going to take a dive into the treasure trove, and Jordan and Rogan both have brought some entries for the treasure trove today. So, Jordan, take it away.
The treasure trove.
All right. So today's segment is the treasure trove for first listeners that are just stopping by for the first time. I've been known to play basically anything and everything out there. And so we figured why not create a whole segment to kind of wrap it all together. So obviously we have a very special guest today who absolutely crushes me in the treasure trove space of gems. So Rogan, I hear you got something special today. So what you got?
What's cooking?
I do. I actually, so I made a video today about celebrating the end of the original Switch's life cycle, even though, it's still going to be around and games are going to be coming out for it. With the Switch 2 coming out, it's sort of like passing the torch. But I was thinking about all the indie games that I played on my Switch when they first came out. This was my indie machine for the longest time. Yeah, for sure. And a game that I really like that I don't think gets as much love as it should is a game called Chants of Sennaar. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. No,
I haven't heard of that one.
So it came out in 2023, and it's like a deduction puzzle game. And it's based off of the Tower of Babel story from the Bible. But
interesting.
Not like an uber religious game or anything like that. Or maybe there are undertones that I just didn't understand in it. But
is this going to awaken something in me?
It may.
It's made by Focus Entertainment.
Focus is the publisher, and it's a deduction puzzle game all about deducing and understanding languages. It takes place in this tower.
That's cool.
And the tower has different floors, but all of the floors are sort of they are shut off to one another, and the people that reside on each floor of the tower don't communicate with anybody else on the other floors. So they just communicate with people on their floor. And essentially what you're doing is trying to climb to the top of the tower and sort of connect the people of the tower, but everybody has different languages. And you're
so cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. So what you're doing is basically deducing and basically trying to understand each language to solve puzzles and understand what they're saying to each other to eventually connect them. It's really cool.
This game.
Oh yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, it's really sick, and it's like very puzzle forward. It's not that mechanically crazy or anything like that. It's just really fun, and it like tickles a certain part of my brain that's like makes me feel smart, gives the illusion that I'm actually like a smart person. So it's
I like those kind of games.
We all need games like that.
Yeah, a bit of an ego boost. But it's kind of hard sometimes too. So you're just like, oh man, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. But
and it's not often you see like point and click adventures anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And that's what I love about it. It's got quite a charm to it, and like you were saying, the art style is pretty striking,
unique.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the things that I love about indie games. Personally, what I look for in a game first, a lot of the games that resonate with me are something with some level of puzzle solving in them, and this is just that. Basically, it's very much similar to like if you guys ever played the Golden Idol games. Blueprints has some like similarities to what this is. Return of the Obra Dinn, those sorts of things. So this is. I wanted to give this one a shout out because it came out a little while ago, and I was just thinking about it today, and I was like, we gotta get more people playing this.
Yeah, there we go.
Chance of Sinar.
Yeah.
And can you find that on? Obviously, you said Switch. Can you find it on every platform, basically? Or
I believe it's on every platform. Switch, PC for sure, and it
says PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be on the online store.
Yeah, on everything then.
Yeah,
sweet.
Dude.
That's a good one.
Thanks. I'm excited to hear yours.
Adding it to the list. So it's never ending. So my pick this week is a newer game, came out I think in April of this year. It's called Drop Duchy. If you look at the name, if you look at the name, it looks like Drop Dookie, so that's what I've been calling it.
Very nice. Actually, we should just make sure that's the name from now on.
Yes. It's made by Sleepy Mill Studio. It's a new studio to me, but this game is incredible. It's basically Tetris, but it's got a medieval roguelike component to it. So every run that you go on, your goal is to beat encampments and to select different arching paths. And then the end of the level, you've got to defeat the enemy castle. And so the whole idea is to make the Tetris grid as kind of complete as you possibly can, which will gain you more resources. Different terrain squares and different buildings will give you either swordsmen, archers, or like barbarians with axes. And those, it's like a rotating wheel. So the sword kills the archers kill the axe, you know. And
rock, paper, scissors.
Like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
yeah, so the whole point is to just last as long as you possibly can in each run. You can upgrade cards to give you better resources, and then there's an entire skill tree after each run that you can put stuff into that'll give you new buildings, new terrain, that'll give you, you know, kind of a better chance on the next one. So it's super unique. The art style is very simple. It's almost like a color book, you know, like a pop-up book sort of art style.
Oh, cool. Description of it.
Yeah.
But it's very relaxing. It's kind of what I think people feel when they play Balatro. I hated Balatro. Sorry, people, but but this game hits all those relaxing notes for me.
It reminds me of like if you were able to digitize Settlers of Catan and actually like see me like fighting you for wheat. That's what, like, you know, fighting your friends over like their village that they put in your way. That's what it reminds me.
No,
It's like
I have
building,
3 knights.
Yeah, you're building a board game to like fight your friend.
That's honestly a really good description. That's not a bad way to explain it. But yeah, no, the game is on Steam. I don't think it's on console yet or anything, but I want to say the game is only like $15 or $16. Like, it's super cheap. And I've already got probably 15 hours easy into that game. I'll play it in bed, like right before I fall asleep. It's like that perfect kind of relaxation game. So yeah, if you like puzzles or anything Tetris based, yeah, drop Dookie, I'm calling it.
Drop Dookie.
Yeah. That's awesome. This looks great. I hadn't heard
play
of this
while dropping Dookie.
Oh yeah,
that's what handheld consoles are for, right?
Yeah.
This would be the perfect Kyle Poopin game. Just saying, the perfect Kyle Poopin game.
I have been looking for a new one, so
I think the modern era. I think we need the good enough game. We no longer need the magazine rack in the bathroom. We need like the Switch rack. Like you just put the Switch to in the bathroom.
Yes. I love that. Or like a portable PC, like a whole desk that just like
just like comes with you.
It just like swings. It's on a road.
That's your desk on wheels. It's just
My wife's like, "What are you doing in there?" I'm like, "I'm at the PC."
Yeah.
It's just happening.
I'm handling business in here.
It's no longer the personal computer. It's the poop computer.
Yeah.
You just have you have your drawer of like, you know, paper towel and toilet paper and all that. Now it's just a drawer of like handhelds. It's just
a drawer of like Switch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Switch
are we trademarking an idea right now? I think
so.
Seriously, I think
revolutionizing pooping over here.
We all just got into business together.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, sold. Done.
It's contact.
Check.
Yeah. Okay, so to bring it back from our business venture side hustle here,
put a pin in that.
Do you have like a favorite genre for indie? Like, I know there's, you know, like top down, there's roguelike, side scroller, puzzle. There's a ton of crazy like creative indie styles. Yeah. Do you have one that you gravitate to more than others?
Yeah, I think usually anything with deduction, that I'm like deducing something or trying to like solve a puzzle by like eliminating different
Rogan.
I have a great franchise for you because there's about 40 games. Because my wife has played every single Nancy Drew game ever.
Yeah, and I hear that. And I'm very close to just playing all of them. So that was
too perfect.
I've heard that.
It's too good.
That's amazing. Yeah, like anything like that is kind of what I'm looking for. But lately, I've actually been in a Metroidvania mood, which I'm usually not. I am known to kind of poke fun at Hollow Knight because it's just like the game everybody likes, and you know, it kind of irks people, and it's kind of funny sometimes. But I'll just like. I don't know. I'll just like make a little jab at it here and there. But I'm actually playing Hollow Knight right now. I was playing it on stream a little while back. I got kind of pulled away because I went on vacation and that sort of thing. But I'm hopping back into it, and I'm actually really loving it. And I'm loving anything that has like tough bosses and tough combat. Not quite Souls-like games, but
as we're
like
playing
top down. Yeah, like very sort of like indie kind of games like that. I played Tunic earlier this year. An amazing game that really sort of like itched something in my head. I wouldn't call that a Metroidvania or anything like that, but it's those types of games are sort of where my head's at currently.
Have you jumped into the Rogue Legacy games at all?
I have never played the Rogue Legacy games. I always see them in the store, and I'm like, would I like this game? Is that one that you recommend?
If you like the like Metroidvania type stuff, if you liked, what would we just like? If you liked like
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight, that's the word I was looking for. Every run's different because essentially you are the descendant of your previous person.
Oh, that's so cool, actually.
And you can see your like family tree as you're dying and replaying it.
What?
But every descendant has a different sort of modifier to it. Like some descendants will have gigantism and you're huge and have more health. Some are tiny. Sometimes the screen is black and white because you have
you're colorblind.
Yeah, you're
colorblind. Okay.
Yeah. So
wow, cool.
The Rogue Legacy series is super cool.
That is a good one.
It is. And I discovered it randomly on Steam. And the second one came out on PS Plus at one point, and I jumped right on it because it's like, I'll play that.
Yeah.
But again, they've built a really cool like base around it, and there's so much you can do with it, even just with like consecutive runs and upgrade trees and all that sort of thing. There's so many classes and styles you can play. It's and like difficult bosses, but not like football spike your controller bosses.
Yeah,
Twist
totally.
And bend.
Is that what you guys are running into with Night Rain, or how's that going?
It's going. It's going.
We're learning.
Yeah.
We're learning. We're getting better. We're trying to figure out which classes we like the most. Daryl, Jordan, and I played. You know, Trevor was traveling on business recently, so we got to play some rounds in the past few nights, and
there was some struggles.
We're getting better. We've gotten to the final first round boss a couple times.
Okay. Nice.
Gotten our asses kicked.
Yeah, we're really efficient until we get to the
until we get to there, and then it's like
and then we get fucked on. Yeah, we just fall apart.
Yeah, very fair. Are you like all Elden Ring guys?
We are all Elden Lords.
You know the Costco guys? The Costco guys? You guys are like the Elden Ring guys.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
Kyle's got kids, so he's also a Costco guy.
Okay. This Elden Ring boss gets 5 big booms or whatever.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Side note, I have kids at school tell me I look like the fucking Costco guy.
Oh, damn.
It hurts a little bit.
One sad boom for you, Kyle.
I think that was.
At least they don't say you look like the guy that has all the cleaning pads on the package.
I mean, he gets that too. He does get the Mr. Clean.
He gets that a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually. Side note: this is just like sitting right here. So it was. I have a student that made me a.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was
I
just
think you need to wear that more often.
Yeah, you do need to wear that more.
Should wear that to GameCon. That's a good cosplay.
You gotta wear that to GameCon. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
I'll get some tight white pants.
Yeah,
perfect. That's brilliant. Wow.
Value Village, here we come.
Hey, we did a good job in our university years.
We did.
All right, now to bring us back.
Somehow
we've gone off the rails a little bit. Rogan, you mentioned that you were just in Japan. Let's nerd out about that, because in this group, I am the only one that's gone to Japan so far.
Oh, okay.
And
close.
Hey. We have plans.
Yes, the podcast is going to Japan.
Wow.
Was
that actually happening?
First.
It will be happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. You guys are gonna have a blast.
It is a group chat travel plan.
Wow.
It's happening. Yeah.
We're gonna be big in Japan.
I want to know.
Literally.
Yeah.
I want to know what were the highlights for you when you were there, gaming related, even non-gaming related. Is there what stands out to you?
Yeah, you know what? Gaming related, we went to. Honestly, it wasn't a big gaming trip for us. So it was mine and my wife's honeymoon a little bit later.
Congrats.
After getting. Thank you. We got married last year, and we were like, "There's no way we're going on a big trip right after our wedding," so we delayed it a little bit. So we went, and I think the biggest thing is we went to Akihabara and did like the big anime nerdy street, and it was overwhelming and
chaos.
I at one point I was like, this might be even too nerdy for me, like, and I'm a huge nerd. But it was like amazing, like such a cool place to go visit. And they have all these like really cool gaming shops where you can go in, and like I was sorting through a bunch of like mint condition Game Boy games. Like I was looking for the Pokemon games. Yeah. And I was just like, I was looking for a version of Pokemon Crystal with like in the original sort of like Japanese
rarest thing on earth.
Yeah.
and they had one there, but it was like $500, and I was like, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, like, and with my wife,
never gonna catch me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going back, but even just seeing that stuff is really cool. Like we have places kind of like that here in Toronto, but nothing to that extent.
No.
And it was just like really cool to be in that sort of environment with a bunch of like-minded people, just kind of like going to get they have like so many figurines of like various different IPs from anime to pop culture and everything in between. And it's all so cool to see because it's also so popular there. Like sometimes here you'll go into a shop like that and it's just a kind of a little bit dead, or there's just a couple people in there. No, these places are
booming,
filled with people. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, and they love it over there, and I feed off that energy. It was very overwhelming, but it was so cool to be around so many people that liked nerdy stuff as much as I do. But on top, like outside of that, we did the Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto trip. And in between there, we went to Hakone, which is like the natural hot springs. And we stayed at a nice place there and treated ourselves. And that was really cool. And we went to Nara, and you have all the deer that walk up to you and bow, and then you give them a cracker. Yeah, it's great. But they get greedy sometimes, so they're like jumping all over you when you give too many, and it's like all the deer here just run away whenever you get like. I
don't know. I saw a deer in Okotoks look both ways and then use a crosswalk, and it blew my mind.
I respect it. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, it was the trip of a lifetime. It was so cool. We got a little bit sick in Kyoto. And we had to like take a day to rest, but that's okay. I mean, like we were there for 17 days, so it's
wow,
it's gonna happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a Good trip.
There's worse places to be sick and not feeling well, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was quite nice. And then there was one night in Osaka where we went and did karaoke with a bunch of people we just met.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I got way drunker than I ever really do. And it was great. I was really hungover the next day, and like I drink, but I don't like get absolutely hammered like that. And it happened that day, and I was like, you know what? This is a story I'm going to tell people. And so
you were doing karaoke.
Japan.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're allowed. You're allowed to get a little crazy.
Forgivable experience in every way, shape, and form.
Totally. Yeah. So it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, hangovers. Like, are you in your 30s now?
I am. 30s? Yeah.
Welcome to the club, 30s.
Buddy. They fucking hurt.
They hurt. Yeah, and that one was just like, I was like, we had plans to go to the Osaka Castle, and we did that, and it was like we walked up, we're like, there it is. Let's go.
See ya.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a great trip.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
love it.
Speaking of Japanese things, Sony actually dropped their state of play today.
Yes.
I know you know, we obviously follow you, so we were looking at your initial thoughts here. What were some big games that stuck out for you? Because I know there's like some for me that stuck out that are genres that I don't normally dabble in.
Yeah.
But like, what were some of the big ones for you that you were into?
Yeah, I think so. One game I've been really looking forward to is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and that showed up there. That game looks awesome, and I can't wait to play it. It's from the Blasphemous devs. I don't know if you guys have played that.
Yep.
Those games are sick.
That game was fucking weird.
Yeah, totally. and like I hope they sort of lean into that weirdness with the Ninja Gaiden game because it looks beautiful, and yeah, I'm really excited to play that. I was so excited to see like what was going on with the 007 game. I didn't think it would show up here. I thought it was going to show up at the Xbox thing that's happening later this week, but it showed up here, and I was kind of expecting, I don't know if you guys saw the video that I did on it, but I was like, I think 007 is going to be someone famous. Like I thought they were going to get it was going to be like a Keanu face like in full cyberpunk sort of thing, you know? And I guess my mind was there, and then they just showed a guy, and I was like, oh, it's just a guy.
It's just a dude.
That's James Bond.
Normal guy.
Yeah.
They should have done like the Marvel de-aged like Sean Connery, like OG 007. Oh, that would cost so much money.
Totally. Yeah. But so they
Pierce
showed
Brosnan.
That. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And so that was cool to see, even if my expectations weren't met there. I think the Hitman games are sick, and it's the same developers. So like I think if they take a lot of those philosophies and incorporate them into this game, it just makes so much sense. And then dude, that last game they showed, oh my God, the
Marvel Token.
Yeah. I was like,
I was
like, oh my God, this looks so freaking good. I'm not a fighting game guy, really.
I am.
It was almost like I was like excited for people who are fighting game people, because I'm like, this must be so hyped.
Guilty Gear meets like Marvel versus Capcom stuff. Like,
it's Marvel versus Marvel.
I saw Marvel and I heard Japanese, and I was like, is this Marvel versus Capcom? Like, I was like, people are going to lose their minds.
I thought it was crazy. Arc is doing the game. Like, what a cool like thing works for them. Like, that's amazing.
And it's like PlayStation first party. Like, they're publishing that's crazy.
And PlayStation putting out an official fight stick with it.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah. People are gonna jump all over that.
I was like, ooh.
I saw
I might have to download.
Yeah, Daryl might have to spend some money.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did they say what the fight stick was gonna sell for?
A lot.
No,
I didn't.
They didn't show price.
I chose not to pay attention to that part of it if it was there at all.
Yeah.
I just hope the scalpers don't get it, because like some PlayStation peripherals sell out quick and people scalp them. and resellers are the worst. But like a first party fight stick.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. And like, I'm somebody, I'm not a fighting game guy. I've always wanted to get into Guilty Gear because of how that game looks like. I've never seen a game look like that game looks. It's one of the most gorgeous games out there.
Beautiful game.
So that's just like so cool to have all the iconic characters come back. I've kind of fallen off the Marvel movie train, but I'm dialed into the characters.
Yeah. I played Dragon Ball Fighters, which they developed as well, and that's the best.
It's a great game.
It's the best Dragon Ball fighting game out there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And just visually, it looks exactly like you would want it to. Yeah. And this Marvel game is the exact same. Like, this looks like how I would want a Marvel fighting game to look.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it looks really cool.
So 4v4 too. Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we sort of like tail off and wrap up here, I have one very like super serious question for you. And it's very important.
It's what we do here.
Who is the absolute worst? Is it Baby Mario or Toad?
Oh, man.
They both suck.
They're both bad.
Yes. Okay.
At least we're starting from
whatever you say now. We're fine.
To be honest, I'm weirded out by the baby characters.
Yes.
In Mario.
Yeah.
Like, it's like what's the purpose? You know,
Why?
like, yeah. I'm not choosing you in Mario Kart.
No,
it's not happening.
Baby, you can't drive.
Yeah. And then, like, where did they originate? Even is there like an original game where like Mario was just a baby? And
no, I think they did the Muppet Babies thing, where they're just like, let's make them children.
It's like Yoshi. It's Yoshi's game where like you play as Yoshi and you have to like always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yoshi's Island or something?
Yeah, Yoshi's carrying baby Mario around everywhere, and every time you get hit, he gets, instead of like Super Mario where you get hit and Yoshi starts to run away, baby Mario gets hit and he ends up in a bubble and he's crying like a little bitch, and then you have to like go and save him. And it's like, it's the most annoying sound that Nintendo could have ever made and put into a game. Yeah. And then it's like all the time. It's terrible.
Yeah, so he originated in Yoshi's Island. I just had to look it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then they're just like, let's make all of them babies and put them in Mario Kart, I guess. Yeah.
It's like Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey's like, hey, you want to know what the most annoying sound is? Baby Mario.
So true. What are your guys' go-to Mario characters? Like, say you're playing Mario Kart or Mario Party or whatever.
Dry Bones.
Tanuki Mario for me.
Tanuki.
Yeah.
Yoshi or Dry Bones?
Dry Bones is my guy.
I'm a big Wario fan for Mario Kart. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Those
are respectable.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I'm a Rosalina guy, actually.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Didn't know we were getting into kinks on the podcast.
Yeah, man. It's all about honesty. No, ever since Galaxy, I was just like, she's cool. She's just like ruler of the freaking universe.
It's fair. She was on my Mario Strikers team.
That's such a good game too.
She was one of the first like new original characters in Mario in a long time.
That's true.
Yeah, totally.
All right, I got one final question before Kyle goes to sleepy night. Now, I think I've heard you say somewhere on your channel that Mass Effect 2 specifically is your favorite game, is your favorite AAA game of all time.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's my favorite game of all time. Actually, like it's just like, talk about right place, right time playing that game. It's just, for me, it's one of the best.
So as somebody who shamefully has only played Mass Effect Andromeda, which I hear is the worst one in the series.
I've never heard of that. Somebody only playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
Only playing the worst possible.
Only playing the worst one. Yeah. Should I go back and play the first trilogy even today? Like would it hold up? Would I appreciate it?
Honestly, I don't know if I can look at those games objectively. You know, I played Mass Effect 2 when it first came out. I played Mass Effect 2 before I played Mass Effect 1. And after playing Mass Effect 2, I went back to Mass Effect 1. And it's like a janky game. It doesn't really play that well. And some of the voice lines are kind of weird, but it's like really well written. And I guess at the time when I was playing it, I was just like so dialed into the story. And I think I just think so fondly of those times that now when somebody asks me, should I go back and play them? I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I have no idea if they hold up properly. They did do the Legendary collection a couple of years ago now.
Okay.
Like 3 years ago. And they're all like remastered, but the first one is still kind of weird. Like it doesn't play that well, and it's very hard for me to find things to recommend to you beyond the story is sick as hell.
Okay.
So if you're able if you're able to forgive those sorts of things and go into it understanding that it's just gonna be a little bit floaty and weird, then yeah, absolutely. If you appreciate a good story, the trilogy is like one of the most epic things ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun fact, we'll be in the same building as the male voice actor for Shep.
Oh, really?
In a week,
at
true.
GameCon in a week. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So the voice actor for the male Shep will be at like GameCon. And again, I think this is the second year he's there.
Yep.
Yeah, he was there last year.
Yeah. And
Very
he's big
nice.
on like D&D and stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
fucking
cool.
Sweet.
So what is GameCon like a convention around you guys?
The
Yeah,
biggest
so it's
gaming
a-
convention in North America, essentially.
Canada.
Canada.
Nice.
Soon to be North America.
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a gaming convention. That's just it's the really the first of its kind for Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
very cool.
beyond Comic Expo, beyond just famous people, they've got this year they've got the grand tournament for
Warhammer.
Warhammer. So they've got
yeah.
like international qualifiers for Warhammer who have an entire I don't even want to call it a
Hall.
zone. They have an entire hall of just Warhammer.
Just for Warhammer.
Yeah. Wow.
Last year we got to play
Space Marine 2.
Space Marine 2 before it came out.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
We got to hang out with Billy Blanks and play some VR Tybo.
Yeah, some
Tybo, which was
Tybo.
also
Yeah,
sweet,
that
yeah.
was cool as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
So it's pretty big and it's getting bigger every year, but it's really cool to see some of these like video game voice actors show up and participate.
You'll have to come one year because there's also a massive indie developer showcase every year.
Oh,
That
nice.
is true. And
So is there like a
streamers.
show floor and people like showcasing their games and stuff like that?
Like a ton of indie developers. I think there's like they said there's like over 60 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
provide
there's a
booths
ton.
and you can go demo games and
You can go try the games. They have them like actively on the screen, like showcasing
sick.
what it is, and you can talk to
really cool.
to the producers, the developers. Like you can talk to these people that are making these things. It's super cool.
Nice. Well, maybe
Yeah,
next
we
year
try.
we'll all have to get together and
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely, that'd be sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
we try and interview as many of them during the weekend as possible.
I'll have to
So-
pass you along to Chris and Mark. Might get you in the streamer booth.
Yeah.
ooh, wow.
That actually be
Yeah.
a cool idea. Because they do they're all about Canada. So they're all
They love
Okay.
support Canadians.
support
So-
Canadian
Yep.
creators.
Speaking of
Nice.
which, I don't know if we ever actually asked this. Do you stream full time now? Is that like your thing now?
So I'm kind of one of those guys now that has a bunch of different gigs. Like I do
A bunch of balls
freelance,
in the air.
just juggling them. And if one drops, I'm like, I got a couple more going. But I do like some freelance work. I work in the games industry still. Just I do some like agency work. And then I do some other freelance work for like content creation and social. And then I get a couple deals on my own channels here and there too. So I'm just kind of trying to add some flexibility into my work week. This is kind of a new thing for me in the past couple months, and it's going well.
That's awesome.
I think.
Nice. And that's awesome.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, so before we wrap up, do you have any like final thoughts or any indie games you need to tell people that they need to try just sheerly out of experience?
Oh my God, let me pull up my Steam library. I got
scrolling.
How many monitors does that library need to be stretched across to read them all?
There's not enough in the whole damn world. But I think there is one that's coming out. I think at some point this year. I think it's still slated for 2025, and I post it on my Instagram stories all the time. It's Skate Story. Have you guys heard of this game? Being published by Devolver Digital. It's not out yet or anything like that, but you're a skateboarder skating through hell, taking out demons.
Okay.
And you're made of glass, so if you like wipe out, you shatter on the ground. And
that's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it just looks really cool and weird, and the art style is sick. So, and I love, like, I grew up on the Tony Hawk games, which I'm really looking forward to the 3 and 4 remakes that are coming out.
As did we all.
Yeah. So anytime like a cool skateboarding game hits the scene, I was a skateboarding kid. I hung around with people who skateboarded and tried to skateboard myself.
You were a poser.
Good. Yes, 100%. Yeah. I was wearing like the Element shirt, the Osiris shoes and stuff like that, but I sucked ass, and I was just like, it's fine. I have such a nostalgia for skate culture. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it was, for me, I don't know, probably between like 11 and 13, like skateboarding was like the sickest thing you could do. And
Z-Boys.
Like, exactly. Yeah. So anytime a game like this hits the scene and it's got like a little creative twist, I think that's
super freaking cool.
Yeah, we all liked when, like, even when Ollie Ollie came out, and like that was
for sure.
Loved Ollie Ollie.
Yeah, such a good game. I do have a question for you guys, though. Sorry to like take over or anything like that.
No, go for it.
So, does anybody here have a Switch 2 pre-order? No,
not a single one of us.
So, what do you think? Tomorrow, I am waking up and I'm like, I'm going to see if I can get one of these things.
Oh, really?
Whoa,
and nobody is doing midnight releases. Like, I think they're doing them in the States, but a lot of people aren't doing them, or at least.
Oh, interesting.
I hopped on a call with Best Buy, and they were thoroughly unhelpful. But
sounds about right.
Sounds like that's about
right.
I was talking to the person. I was like, "Are you doing a midnight release?" She's like, "I don't really know." And I'm like, how do you not know to work tonight? And she's like, well, I don't have the schedule. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I'm going to go tomorrow morning, and I'm going to try and pick one up. I wanted to hear like what the percentage you guys think I'm going to walk away with one.
I think
0%.
I think 0%. You've got like a 25% chance of
25.
Yeah, I think.
0%.
Which one are you going to? That's
I'm going to Best Buy near me.
0.
And
in the Toronto
I think
area?
It's pretty close to 0. It's on the east side of Toronto. It's not downtown or anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know Toronto. So.
I'm sticking with 25%. I feel like you might have to elbow a child in the side of the forehead or something. But I mean,
I am open to anything, any physical sort of this or that. If I get into a fist fight, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
But,
please do. Yeah.
We'll see. Okay.
I'm going to give you like 17%. That's where I'm at.
I'm like percent.
It depends. I'm like 50-50. Like, if you were there at the door before opening, like hopefully beating any other people who are having the same idea.
Yeah,
like you gotta be there like 3 hours minimum.
But
early.
It depends. Like like we literally just had our episode come out today about this, and we did kind of dump on Nintendo for it.
We
like,
did.
It's not cheap, and if you want to get up and get going with like 3 games, like you're going to be spending some money.
They
for sure in Canada too. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
They pre-shipped sold out signs.
Yeah,
I mean that's just
vendors. To the vendors.
That's just smart. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance to get one.
All right, I'll let you guys know.
Skeptic.
Yeah,
please,
I'm
I'm
more
hopeful for you if you're really looking to get one. I'm very hopeful for you. I'll be.
Yeah. I'm at like 9%.
Okay.
Personally. So you guys like are
right.
I'm kind of
boosting you up here.
Yeah.
We're hyping you up a little bit.
I'm waiting for the video.
I have a little bit more confidence.
I'm waiting for the video of you with one, like running through the parking lot with like the mass of zombies behind you.
Like people
the
chasing.
one that wasn't pre-ordered.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try doing a video
Slather
like
yourself in butter before you go.
Yeah, agile. Yeah, totally.
We don't need another greased up deaf guy on
He's not deaf.
Many of those.
Yeah,
He's the buttered up badass. Let's go. He's gotta go.
I honestly, I am thinking about making a video like come with me to try to get a Nintendo Switch, and whether I get one or not, I think it could be decently entertaining, but we'll see.
It's worth a shot.
That's
Why
my whole
not?
content philosophy. I have no idea what I'm doing and what works. It just
make it
to the party, pal.
Welcome to the podcast.
yeah, totally.
So, Rogan, we really appreciate you coming on and bullshitting with us tonight. It's always great to find, I mean, in Jordan's case, soulmates.
But like-minded people.
Yes. When it comes to indie games and stuff that's like off the beaten mainstream path. Because there are games that definitely deserve our attention. And I think what you're doing is really awesome in bringing attention to those games that don't necessarily get the attention that they deserve.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a really fun chat. And I think, I'm just trying to talk about the games that I enjoy, and some people tell me, like you showed this game to me and I really appreciate that. And that's like what it's all about,
Isn't that fucking satisfying?
It's so cool. And it's such a good feeling. And video games are meant to be fun, right? Like there's a lot of negativity in the space these days. I hope, we can just make jokes about them and have a good time and enjoy everybody's company and just not take it too seriously.
That's right.
I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Games, it's supposed to be fun.
Exactly. So yeah, and this conversation was really cool, guys. It was great to meet you, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
Appreciate you.
If anyone's looking for you on the socials, where can they find you?
I am RoganPlaysGames across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Perfect.
Trying to make it very easy for people. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Perfect. So, once again, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. We had a good time.
It was a great time.
I
like the part when your camera fell off.
That was my favorite part too. Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
I think that'll be a highlight for a lot of people that watch this episode. Yeah,
that was great. And I hope we don't cut that out.
No,
we're all about premium content on this podcast.
We're pretty transparent.
Doing it for the people.
Yeah.
So, I think it's safe to say that that was good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
It's good. You know what? Better than good. Good enough.
Good enough.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at GEG Podcast. Check out our website, goodenoughgaming.com, and write us an email about anything from our episodes or something you would like us to discuss in the future. You can also now join us on Discord on the Good Enough Gaming Discord server. We really appreciate you listening and hope you continue to join us on this epic adventure of discussing all things gaming and nerdy. Please subscribe to the Good Enough Gaming Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever else you listen to your podcasts, and rate us 5 stars so we can find more good enoughers in the process. Just remember, we might not be great, but we are good enough.